let's talk about the word roadman. I hate it when non-black people use the word roadman. And I did a video on this on my TikTok a couple months back. I think it was actually last year, explaining why I don't like the word. Just because a black man has a hoodie on or wears a tracksuit or uses inner city London colloquial language doesn't make him a roadman. Any person in a tracksuit is not a roadman. Everything I said in my video then still rings true to today, but I decided to do a little bit of research into the word and I found myself down the rabbit hole of one particular content creator's videos.
Are you mad?
What ends you from, cuz? That'll wet you up, you know.
Are you okay, brother? Trying to G-check, man. If man's on cross.
Get old boy, yeah? Like some Mickey Mouse looking pussy off, fam.
Yeah, this guy's just not funny, man. It's just not funny. Like, none of this made me laugh once. Mr. In the Dark Vlogs over here is a social media creator that has created numerous Roadman themed videos, and I quite frankly have a massive problem with it. Time for a little history lesson. So, when the Caribbeans were asked to come to the United Kingdom following World War II, they brought with them many things to the British Isles. Music, seasoning, rhythm, language, and many other things. And in the present day, you will find many young people from all walks of life conversing in what is commonly known as multicultural London English, which is a nod to the diverse nature of London and the new dialects and modes of communication that is used by young people in the city. Now, it's not only exclusive to London, it's obviously stretched to the likes of Birmingham, to Manchester, to Nottingham, and all the other major cities in the United Kingdom. In a nutshell, it is basically black British slang that has evolved over the decades, and if you want to trace it back to its origins, you will find that it derives from Jamaican patois. So the top line is, black British slang was created by, you guessed it, black people. Well, hey, end of the video. Thank you very much for coming. Now, I'm not saying that non-black people can't use it. Of course, I'm not implying that. But understanding where it comes from and using it in the right context is incredibly important. Because if not, well, that's how erasure begins. So let's talk about the word roadman. Now, there is no official definition for the word. And no, I didn't go on the Urban Dictionary because why the hell would I do that? Why the hell would I do that? But it is a word that is not too dissimilar to the word chav. The Merriam-Webster definition is a young person in Britain of a type of stereotypically known for engaging in aggressively loutish behaviour, especially when in groups, and for wearing flashy jewellery and athletic casual clothing such as tracksuits and baseball caps. And I think that is an accurate definition of what a roadman is too. The only difference is that chav is often attributed to class and roadman is often attributed to race, specifically black men, who, you guessed it, created the term roadman. Are you with me? You still with me? Cool. So when people think of a roadman, they obviously think of a black man. Well, not Kwasi Kwarteng, because he doesn't wear a tracksuit, and according to this Labour MP, he's superficially black.
Said very controversially about Kwasi Kwarteng. Superficially, he is a black man. He went to Eton, I think. He went to a very expensive prep school all the way. If you hear him on the Today programme, you wouldn't know he's black. So now we have an understanding of multicultural London English, where it comes from, and the difference between a chav and a roadman.
Gonna get a cheeky Nando's beefy mandem. That was bad jokes, blood. Hey, your crabs are safe, fam. They're so bait, fam. You ate my chicken nuggets, innit? Oi, allow it. That joke was bad dry, fam.
Hello everyone, this is Billy. Today I'm going to talk about roadman dialect words in London.
Black people are amazing, you know. Like, a lot of us do not come from wealth or have connections to powerful decision makers. However, our contribution to British culture is understated and underappreciated. Let's take the popularity of grime and drill, for example. Never in a million years did I think that I'd see kids from all walks of life, all across England, being inspired by this music to the extent that they currently do. There is this voyeuristic fascination that some young white men have with what I like to call the hood aesthetic. You know, they see the drill videos, they watch an episode of Top Boy, they hear the lyrics, and they almost take on this persona that is not true to who they really are, all because they feel the need to scratch the itch of that fascination that they have. Now, this topic is an entire essay in itself, one I will definitely discuss at some point in future, but what I want to talk about right now is my disdain for the word roadman and the criminalization of black men that comes with the word roadman.
What? Are you mad?
Sorry?
What sort of clapped whips do you think man sells around these ends? Honda 1996, Fiat Punto, more like Fiat Pusio.
The reason why I have a massive issue with this guy's content and with videos like this is because to me, it feels like a mockery of young black men. Like, on the surface, to many people watching his videos, this is all innocent and a little bit of a laugh, nothing serious, right? I love comedy. I love taking the piss out of things, and I, for one, I love satire, but for me, this just isn't it. His whole act perpetuates stereotypes about young black men, but him and his audience won't necessarily understand that because they aren't the ones who are constantly harassed by police for wearing the same uniform that he's decided to wear in his comedic skits.
Yeah, a man's had enough of you, man. All these dusty, snotty youths coming with their crusty mums and dads, wasting man's evening chatting to man as if it's going to make any difference to their...
It's the use of the slang that drives me mad, and that fake black accent that he's downloaded. As I said, you know, it sounds like he's just watched one episode of Top Boy and all of a sudden he thinks he's Jamie or he thinks he's Sully. Like, my man went to the Urban Dictionary, found some words and threw them together to make some roadman sentences. And it might be funny to you, but it's most certainly not funny to me. And I think a lot of other black people will say exactly the same. And listen, I'm not one to judge because he's probably a really nice lad. He probably comes from a very nice home and he's a really cool guy. But his comedy, and I use that term very, very loosely, is all an act. It very much feels like an act because he can switch off, go to his family home, and not have to worry about being profiled and being targeted for merely existing with black skin. And it's funny because this video is coming out now, but I wrote this script last year. And when I was writing the script, I came across this video on Twitter.
Okay. Because you don't know the justification that we've used in order to stop him. Okay. You don't know why we've stopped him. There's a reason why. We don't just stop anybody for no reason. All right.
Okay.
Are you all happy?
You can see just how deflated this young boy is, and this probably happens to him on a regular basis. How do you expect him and other boys like him to continually have trust in the police if this is his only experience with them? And you've heard the statistics many times before, but I'm going to say it again. Black men are criminalized and disproportionately stopped and searched more than any other race. Just because there is a small minority of young black men that engage in gang-related activity does not mean that all of us do. And them committing crimes, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's got nothing to do with me. The fact that I even have to explain this is even absurd in the first place. There is this subconscious belief that some people have that black people are inherently violent, and many people have been indoctrinated to believe these racist ideologies. This obviously then leads to tougher policing of black men and black communities, and young black men having to code switch in order to not be seen as violent or to not be seen as hood, to ease the fears of a faithful status quo. I can't lie to you, man. It's draining, bro. It's draining. This is the most real and most honest I'm ever gonna be on here, because I'm just like you. I'm struggling to pay my bills as well. Like, we're in a cost of living crisis. I'm just trying to get by. Anyway, so back to our mate in the dark vlogs over here.
It's bad. He looks like this other dusty youth from man's other class.
It's all well and good building your entire brand by cosplaying black boys because it's edgy and it's cool. But just remember that you have the privilege to not be viewed by the media, not be viewed by the police and the general public in the same way that these young boys are treated almost every single day of their lives. And I'm not saying that black people should gatekeep the word roadman. I am. But people need to understand where words come from and not make a mockery of the world that they are not a part of. So, Adrian, because that's your real name, isn't it? Just think very long and hard the next time you decide to make one of your roadman videos.